candy bar tier list. So we have today, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 candy bars to rank. Some of them are Canadian. Some of them I haven't had and I included because Google told me that they were good. But I have a general understanding of what they are. And some of them I don't think I've had like a couple of times. And I remember what they are. But there are some omissions. We omitted Mounds. And one of the ones that is Mounds but Canadian. Because I have never had a Mounds in my life. Or the Canadian version. And I think they're shit. From what I've seen, they just look like an Almond Joy. And spoiler alert, I don't really like Almond Joy either. But they look like Almond Joy but coconut, and I hate coconut. So I wouldn't like them anyway. So they're not on the list. We also omitted any alternative flavors. So, like, I was, like, seconds away from including mint chocolate Aero because I think those are distinct enough. But I decided I was not going to include a bunch of alternative flavors because then I need to include, like, 4 Hershey's ones, like cookies and cream, dark chocolate, etc. And I didn't want to do that. So, we have what we're going to be ranking today. We have Almond Joy, Three Musketeers, Baby Ruth, Aero, Butterfinger, Score, Hershey, Toblerone, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, which do count. They count. Mars Bars, Kit Kat, Crunchy, Twix, whatchamacallit, Mr. Big, Crispy Crunch, Crunch, Coffee Crisp, O. Henry, and Snickers. Let's begin. So, starting off with Almond Joy. Almond Joy. Let's look up Almond Joy. Almond Joy. So Almond Joy is this thing, which looks like Mounds. Mounds looks like this. This is what Almond Joy is. Like, everyone fucking knows what Almond Joy is. It's like a coconut, and it has an almond in there. Let's be fucking real here, kids. It's terrible. You can like Almond Joy all you want, but not only is it coconut, which is the worst thing. I will die on that hill that I think coconut is one of the worst flavors of anything ever. But also, it doesn't even like, oh yeah, we're going to make it taste like almond. The way they do Almond Joy is they just put an almond and then coat it in chocolate. Just a whole ass almond in your chocolate bar. Hello, Quino. So, Almond Joy, garbage, ass, terrible candy bar. So this is what Three Musketeers is. I've had it a couple of times. It's like, it's basically like a Mars bar. If you guys know what a Mars bar is. Three Musketeers is kind of just the same thing. It has like the chocolate covered nougat, essentially. It's pretty good. I kind of like Mars more because Mars has the caramel. Solid B tier candy. Yeah, I would say it's probably like, we're gonna rank Mars now as well. I don't know if Mars bars are a thing in the States. Look, there's some candies that I don't realize are Canadian until somebody tells me that they're Canadian. Mars bars is exactly a Three Musketeer, but instead of just having the nougat, it puts a layer of caramel above it, and that makes it just like so much better. Not like A tier, but like high B tier. Whereas like Three Musketeers is like low B tier, high C tier. We'll see where it ends up. And that I love Mars bars way more. They're so good. Just adding caramel. Maybe that's just me. I know my partner, she hates Mars bars. Because she doesn't like caramel. But I like caramel. I think Baby Ruth is similar, unless I'm mistaking my Baby Ruth candy bar. No. Okay, so Baby Ruth takes it a step above that. So we have Three Musketeers, where it's like the nougat wrapped in chocolate. And then you have Mars bars, which is nougat plus caramel and then chocolate. Baby Ruth are nougat, caramel, and then nuts. And you know what I said about Almond Joy, where they just slap a fucking almond just in the fucking candy bar, and that's terrible. I think Baby Ruth does it better because they spread it throughout. It's not like just a fucking almond just like smacked in there. However, I don't think it's better than Mars bars. Like, it's higher than Three Musketeers, but it is not better than a Mars bar. Personally, I don't really like nuts in your candy bar, because like you bite into it and you're like, wow, this is oh, there's nuts. It's like raisins and cookies. Like, I like raisins separately. I like peanuts separately. You put them into a thing that is good and it's kind of makes it worse sometimes. I think Baby Ruth has too much going on. I think if it was just the nougat and the nuts, it'd probably be pretty good. Probably still not rated above Mars bars, but that's just me. I like Mars bars, so I'm actually going to put Mars bars in A. I don't think it's an S tier candy, but I think I really like Mars bars. I think there's some of my favorite. My favorite might surprise people. The two that I'm going to put in S, spoiler alert, there will probably only be two in S. The two that I'm going to put in S are going to surprise people. And that's okay, because I've accepted the fact that I am strange with the candy bars that I enjoy. But, you know, it is what it is. Aero. Fucking everybody knows what an Aero bar is. Pretty good candy bar, all things considered. It's like light, which is good. Like, you could probably eat like a full bar, like a full like king size jumbo bar, whatever you want to call it. And you wouldn't feel terrible about yourself because it has like the bubbly, airy stuff. You are getting significantly less chocolate because of this, but I think that's a good thing. I think I think these are good. I think they are better in this form, where they are like circles that you can like pull out of a bag, than they are in like bar form. We did talk about it. Mint peppermint Aero is, if it was on the list, I would rank it above normal Aero. I think Aero is C tier. I do not think it is F tier. I think you are wrong, Zoe. Butterfingers. Now, these might be Canadian. But Butterfingers are really good. I really like them. I think they're passable. This guy doesn't like Butterfinger. Oh, you can't see it. This guy doesn't like Butterfingers. He's flipping it off. Shout out to that guy. I don't know where I want to put Butterfingers. I think it's like a high C tier, low B tier candy. It's kind of too sweet for me. But like, probably giving me more tooth problems than they're worth. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I think we're gonna put them in high C tier. Score. People, at least that I have talked to, like in person at work and like school and such, fucking hate Score. I, however, fucking love Score. I don't think they're good in like full length bar form. I think they're best in like their smaller forms where you can pop one and then be on your merry way, because they are incredibly sweet. If I had a full bar of it, I would probably throw up, but I fucking adore Score. Score is like way up here in like terms of things that I enjoy. I will say, out of all of the candy bars on this list, Score is the best one to mix into other things. Like, the rest of it doesn't really work if you mix it into like ice cream or like cookie and stuff like that. But Score fucks hard enough that you can put it into anything you want and it'll pop off. So Score, solid, like highest A tier we're gonna have here. I think it is very good. Hershey's chocolate bar. I think Hershey's is a solid, like, high C tier bar because it is literally, when you think of a chocolate bar and you picture just a generic chocolate bar, it is what pops into your head. I think the milk chocolate ones are the second best one. I really like cookies and cream, but that's kind of just going off into its own thing at that point, which is why it's not included onto this list. But Hershey's chocolate bars are kind of just like your average candy bar. Toblerone. Now, I don't think I have ever had a Toblerone before. They are just chocolate and like some nuts in the shape of a mountain. And they come in like a triangle shaped bar. I think Toblerone is like only okay. It's my mother's favorite. We'll put it above Aero. It's my mother's favorite chocolate. That's all about I can say. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I think you either love them or you hate them. I don't think there is an in-between. I love them. I think they're really good. I think they've gotten worse over time. I think they changed their recipe a couple years ago. And it's worse now than it was. But I still really like them. They are still very good. I don't think I could have more than the 2 that come in the package, which is perfect because they give you 2 in the package. I think that Reese, they released like a full, like actual candy bar, and Reese was like, it was too much, but it's pretty fucking good. Also, it is Reese's, not Reese's, not Reese. It is Reese's, not Reese's. Fuck you. Kit Kat. It's okay. You know what? It's a like low B tier. Probably higher than Three Musketeers. I'm not like a huge Kit Kat fan, but I don't hate it. I really don't hate Kit Kat, but it's not the best, not the worst. Now make people a little upset with me. We're gonna have an S tier bar. It's Crunchy. Crunchy, my friends, is the single greatest candy bar of all time, which is hard because it's made by Cadbury, which is terrible chocolate. It's terrible. I don't like a lot of Cadbury things. I like their little like the little chocolate eggs they give you. Not like the Cadbury cream eggs, but like the little tiny like blue, pink, and yellow eggs. Those are good. But they fucking hit it out of the park with Crunchy. Crunchy is fan-fucking-tastic. It does everything that like every other bar tries to do that is similar to it. It is toffee, but it has the same thing that Aero does, where they put holes in it so it's airier, it's easier to eat. It is so good. It is so fucking good. I can eat literally 5 of those bars and still want more and not want to throw up. They are so fucking good. Next up on our list, Twix. I love Twix. I think Twix is really good. That being said, I don't think I like them more than Score. But they are good. You know, it's like nougat, caramel, chocolate. It's a Mars bar, but you get two, and they're smaller, and their nougat's like a little bit different, has like a graham cracker based. It's not better than Twix, or not better than Score, but it's better than a Mars bar. I like Twix a lot, though. Whatchamacallit is pretty interesting. It's like... It's kind of hard to describe. It's a Rice Krispie with caramel wrapped in chocolate. That's the best way to describe it. They're fun, though. I like whatchamacallits. They're not, like, fantastic. Mostly because Rice Krispie Squares aren't fantastic. Canadian candies are fucking weird, dude. Is this a Canadian one? Okay. I didn't think whatchamacallit was Canadian. But you know what? Sure. It's had a couple different names over the years. Thingamajig, Who'sy What's It, and then whatchamacallit. Never heard of it? Okay. They're pretty good. I don't think they're like A tier good, but I think they're top of B tier. I would have a whatchamacallit again. Mr. Big. The turd candy. It looks like a turd, shaped like a turd. They're fine. Mr. Big is okay. It does nuts the best. Out of any candy I've had, it does nuts the best. But I'm just not a huge fan of it, so we're gonna put it top of C tier. I like Baby Ruth more, but that's because it's a Mars bar featuring nuts, but it does nuts worse than Mr. Big does. But they're still fine. They're still okay. Not my favorite, not my least favorite. Top of C tier. It goes. Crispy Crunch. Crispy Crunch is a Score bar. But worse. Because they're harder to bite through. It's worse than Score significantly. Because, like, Score you can bite and, like, it'll break and you'll go through it. You bite into a Crispy Crunch and you have to, like, snap it across your teeth. And it makes you feel terrible. It's still really good because it's basically a Score mixed with a Crunchy. So it is the new top of C tier. Because, I don't know, like, it's passable. It's good. Crunch. It is not similar. It is a whatchamacallit without the caramel. And I've always been disappointed by it. F tier it goes. Okay. Let's get real here. This is a something that I'm gonna need to explain. Let's pause the music. Pause the music. Fucking coffee crisp. You know how I said Canada does not do chocolate very well? Coffee Crisp is the exception. Coffee Crisp is the single greatest Canadian candy invention. They are very fucking good. This is the other S tier. Go fuck yourself. Try a Coffee Crisp. You probably won't like it, but Coffee Crisps are very fucking good. Oh, Henry fucks. I like Oh Henry a lot. I think it's an A tier bar. It still doesn't do nuts as good as Mr. Big, but it just general flavor and like good is better than everything else on this list. Oh Henry fucks. Thumbs up to Oh Henry. Snickers. So Zoe hates Snickers. I am Sawdust and Broken Dreams. Fair. I don't hate Snickers that much. I don't think they're fantastic, but I don't think they're as bad as Almond Joy or Crunch. And actually, I'm going to do you a favor, Zoe, because I actually think you are correct. I don't think that I don't think that Crunch is as bad as Almond Joy. So we're gonna insert a D tier solely for the existence of Crunch and Snickers, because I think Almond Joy is the worst candy. I don't think anything is as bad as Almond Joy. So Crunch and Snickers get the D tier, and that's the list. Let's do some moving around, just because I think it warrants it. I'm actually just gonna put Three Musketeers top of C. I don't think it holds a candle to whatchamacallit, Baby Ruth or Kit Kat. I think Arrow probably should be in D tier as well. And yeah, I think that's gonna be the final list. Feel free to yell at me as much as you want in the comments down below. And join the streams next time you come around to them. This will be... We did stream this list live, which is why I'm talking to chat. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you guys enjoy the list.